Okay, this is a quick video on the on how to get your character set up on the DnD Beyond, and just running through some of the basics of how the character sheet works on here. I've got it in a small view because I assume most of you guys are going to be using this on mobile. Since we're doing this online, and it just saves screen space if you actually have your mobile phone out. Okay, so I sent you a link to the campaign, and when you click on that link, I think it asks you if you want to join the campaign, and so you do that. It'll bring you into this. You just got to scroll down here, and it'll say unassigned characters. So just find your character, and there's a link that says claim. You just click on the character that's yours, and it should connect it to your free account. You just have to sign up with Google or Twitch. It's pretty straightforward. Alright. Okay, so this is what comes up after you click on your character and you click the view button, and that brings up your digital character sheet. Alright, so one thing I want to go over real quick is so it's kind of cool because you can get details on anything in here pretty much. Like if I want to know more about what strength is for, I click on it, it brings up this little sidebar. It gives a breakdown here, and then you scroll down and it shows you like what the strength is for, and benefits and all that stuff, and what you want to do in the game, stuff like that. You definitely don't have to read all this like to play or anything like that. I mean, we've already started playing. One little caveat I want to say about using this on mobile: I have an Android device, and just put this out there for other Android users is when I'm on a web page in Android, I have a tendency to use the there's a button at the bottom for going back a page, and normally on a website, when you hit that, it should bring you back to the character sheet. But on Android, if you hit that, it's actually going to load the last page you were on instead of just removing this little side menu. So when you're looking at this stuff like this, you have to come down to the bottom here, and you have to hit this little button here, or you can swipe right and it'll clear it off the screen. Just let you know that because it was kind of frustrating. I would keep accidentally hitting the back button, and then I had to I had to wait for it to reload the character sheet every time, and it was just kind of a pain. So here's your base stats and everything. You got this is all stuff you see that you've been looking at on your character sheet. Shows your proficiency, saving throws, all that stuff. Now, first thing I want to show you is hit points. So at the top here, you got the hit points up here, your current hit points and your max. So when you tap on this, it'll bring up this little thing. And let's say I want to add hit points. Well, there. Let's do this. So let's say you get hit for 3 damage. Hit this. It's going to do damage for 3. Hit apply, changes, and how it changes up here. So when you go back over here, it reflects that over here. So it's going to keep track of your hit points for you. That's pretty sweet. You have a separate thing for temporary hit points. We haven't had to deal with that yet, but we probably will soon. So let's say you get 2 temporary hit points. Alright. So it's going to say that. You click over here. It adds the 2 temporary hit points into there. And it also colors this in green to let you know that you have temporary hit points active right now. And those usually get burned through first before it goes to your regular hit points. Alright, let's see here. So to access the rest of your character sheet, you have this little thing down here, this little 9 square grid thing. You click on that, and that allows you to access the rest of this. So I want to start by going to the equipment section, since most of you guys have got to get equipped for this next mission. And this just lists all the equipment you have on you. It shows the weight carried, but I haven't implemented that yet. It depends. Maybe we'll do that later on if we're going to get a little more in depth. So don't worry about that too much right now. So this is everything that Flint has right now. These little checkboxes, they are for if you actually have it equipped, like for armor if you're wearing it, or like his weapons, the Warhammer. So that shows that he actually has that, like, basically ready to swing, you know. You want to make sure that you are equipping the stuff that you're basically wearing. So up here, see where the armor class is 13. So if I uncheck this breastplate right here, that means he's took it off. And see how the armor class drops? That's why it's important to actually equip the things that you have on you, so that'll reflect and you know what you're supposed to be rolling. Okay, basic stuff, and here is the manage equipment button. So when you guys buy equipment and stuff like that, or sell stuff, or just want to get rid of stuff, you click on this, and it basically just has pretty much a list of everything. You can use this filter up here, and when you click that, it'll show you all the items that you can buy, or if you know, or if you've looked it up other place, you can just like type in here. Let's just, I don't know, let's type in sword. Sword is not gonna work. Okay, chainmail. There we go. Alright, that's a better thing. Okay, so it lists everything that has the word chainmail in it. Remember, you gotta do this little drop down. It gives you the details, armor classes, stuff like that, how much it costs. Remember that. Like this, none of you can currently buy because none of you guys have 75 gold right now. So just keep track of that. When you click add, I think it adds it to your inventory automatically. Let's see here. Yep, see chainmail. So right now, if I unequip the breastplate, drops the armor class to 9. I equip the chainmail, puts up at 16. Yeah, it will let you do both of these, but that looks like it. I'm not sure if it overrides it or what. But remember, you can only wear one thing at a time. So it's like if you get 2 pieces of armor, don't be checking both those off. Let's see here. To remove it, you just click on it and then hit remove, and that takes it out of your inventory. Alright, so that's the lowdown on that. Let's see here. Next section we're going to go to is actions. Right here. So you click on the little grid at the bottom, bring up the rest of your sheet, hit actions, and it'll pull you in here. I wanted to show this mainly because it took me forever to find out where this was. You know, on your character sheets you have your hit dice, well, not your hit dice, your you know, to hit the armor class thing. This +4 basically is what I'm talking about. I guess I should have the character sheet up so I could compare it. But anyways, so it took me forever to find out where this was located in here, because I figured this was something that you would want to know all the time, so it would be on the main page, you know, the very first one you come to. But it is not. So once again, you have to go into here and you click on actions, and that lists, like, so he's got his Warhammer. I think if you de-equip it, if it's not equipped in your inventory, like I just showed you, like click on the box, that it won't show up in here because essentially you don't have it ready to go. Oh, and I also found out something else. Just want to bring this attention. So I click on the Warhammer and it gives me the details. Now this is kind of neat. This versatile property. So with this Warhammer, versatile essentially means you can use it with 1 or 2 hands. So if you use it with 2 hands, then you roll 1d10 plus your modifier, and that's what this is up here. Like normal damage one-handed is 1d8 plus 2. If you're using 2 hands, you use the 1d10 plus 2. So that's kind of cool. Not all weapons have that, so you'd have to check to see what yours is. That's cool. It shows it here too. Oh, nice. Alright. This is the main thing about that. Okay, let's see here. Now, next thing I want to show you, okay, you guys hit level 2, so to level up your character, all you do is you click on your name at the top here. It brings down this menu, and then, oh, look at that, right to it. Hit Manage Levels. Once you click on that, it brings you to this section. It brings you to the section you have to do. So, just take note. See how it says max hit points here is 11, and his hit dice is 1d8. So you click on this little level drop down, click on 2. Now you've increased your level. You just confirm. I have switched this leveling system to I think it's milestone instead of experience points wise, because I feel like it's going to go really fast if we do it experience point wise, but we'll figure that out later. So now he's level 2. See, his hit points increased to match that. This is the other reason why I wanted to use this digital character sheet, because I know we all don't have player handbooks. So, and on top of that, we're getting into this now, and I feel like there's a lot of reading that you have to get done before you really figure all this stuff out. And since we're all doing this online, this will make it a little bit easier because it does all the calculations for you. So now this is set to level 2. It's increased that stuff. Now to get back to your character sheet, just go to this little icon up here that looks like a character sheet. Bam, click on that. Brings you right back to your main sheet. And the hit points have already been altered. See, his max hit points are now 19. It's still in that state because there hasn't been a rest, a short or a long rest to reset that, and I'll show you that in a second. So that's pretty much how you do the leveling. So I'm gonna share this one more time just because I want to bump his level up one more to show you something else for the players that use spells. So go into manage levels, and I'm gonna put him at level 3. Hit confirm. See, hit points once again have increased. His hit dice have actually increased. And now I go back to the character sheet. Okay. Now this brings us to the next part where I want to talk about the spells. This is for mainly for Flint and Alora. So pay attention. For I'm just gonna run over the basics of spells because this is me and another player have been talking about this a lot, trying to figure out exactly how this works. Since the next session is going to be a lot of combat, I wanted to try and get this down. So I think I got us all working out. So click down the menu and go to spells. Okay, so since I've bumped him up to 3rd level, this allows him to have 1st and 2nd level spells. I'll show you that in a second. So he's got his cantrips and his 1st level spells. These are all the things that he's learned. So to adjust the spells you want to use, click on the manage spells. And right now these are the current spells that he can change through I believe it's a, oh, I forgot offhand, darn. I don't know if he can only do this during a long rest or a short rest too. I'll look that back up when we get in session. But so if he wanted to change them, he would click on this known spells. And this lists all the spells he can do, and up here you see it says he can learn 3 cantrips, and at level 3 he can learn a total of 6 spells. So as you can see, he has 3 of 6, which means he can pick 3 more out of the total of 32 known. Now these can be changed, like I said. For right now I'm just going to say a long rest, but I think you can do them after short rest anyways. I'm getting off track. So out of all these, he can pick which ones he wants to prepare. So let's just add a couple more here. I'm gonna add command, create, destroy, water. I'm just doing these in order. And once again, this is kind of nice. So watch when I click this last one, this detect evil and good. All the other ones gray out because now he's hit his max of the 6 that he can know. Alright, and that, I think that includes the cantrips. Okay, so, oh, and just a quick note, up here it shows you your slots. So 1st level he has 4 slots, I'll go over this in a second, and 2nd level he has 2 slots. So prepare spells, now he has 13. Now he has 13 because he has a cleric, and he has, so he has these 4 ones that are always prepared, and that's part of his cleric's class, so that just automatically gets set up for him. So he's not cheating. Okay, so when you cast a spell, I like this because it keeps track of this. So let's say you cast command, and notice over here you got these 4 slots because at his current level he can basically cast 4 first level spells. So let's say he cures some wounds, and it marks it up here. So that's just an easy way for him to keep track of what spells he's cast. So you can cast Cure Wounds again, you can cast Command. And let's say you guys are doing bad and they cure wounds. Okay, now I'm going to scroll down to the second section where his second level spells are. Now for second level he can only cast 2 second level spells. We can go over this in more detail, but he can also cast first level spells using these second level slots. And the way it's all laid out, see, like Lesser Restoration is a second level spell. See how it doesn't show up in here? So that's what I like about this. It keeps track of all that information for you. So I could use a Cure Wounds from second level, and it takes up that whole slot. That's how it works. We can go into more detail about that later. Sorry, I'm talking fast. I'm trying to get through this. And then let's say second level Lesser Restoration. So boom. So now he can't cast any more of these. Now keep in mind, cantrips don't take any slots, so he can keep casting these as many times as he wants. That goes for Alora too. She's got cantrips, and basically your spells are going to work the same for that. Alright, now I want to talk about the resting. So to do a short or a long rest, you click up on your name, and I'm going to do a long rest because this just resets everything. We'll go over the short and long rest later in more detail. So long rest, it's going to reset the hit points to maximum, and it's going to free up those spell slots for him. So do this, and then you have to confirm it, and that actually applies the effects. And you see the slots are all back, blanked out, and his hit points are reset to. It removed the temporary ones and gave him full life. That's a quick rundown for it. You got the other details in here: features, traits, descriptions, proficiencies. This is the section where I had a couple players keep saying that they thought they had light armor, but they were looking at the character sheet and it was just telling them that they were proficient in it. So it's no biggie. So I guess that's the basics. We can go over more in detail when we get together next. The main section of this is the abilities and saves. This is the thing you always start with. Alright, that's about does it.